Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ritual Flow. For today's reading, we're doing a weekly reading for the week of April 15th through April 21st. So if you are seeing this message, now is the best time for you to receive this. This is timeless, even if you're seeing this at a different week than the one it is specified for. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what does not. Not all messages will resonate with everyone. Don't try to force something to fit if it's not making sense for you or matching your energy. Okay, let's get one more here. Ooh. Okay. So there's a lot of heavy energy here. So one thing that's coming off right away is what you need to know is that, like, it's okay to feel any pain that you're feeling and to process it. In fact, it's important to feel it in order to process it rather than to be in any sort of cycle of like avoiding it or pushing it away. Like, the action that's given here is to face your shadows like head on. I'm really getting the impression that there's been something, some like painful incident. There's a couple of indicators here that there may have been some sort of betrayal that happened in the past. That you haven't completely like allowed yourself to process, to face and move on from. And therefore you're still holding this like in your body primarily is what I'm getting. Like, it may affect your thoughts from time to time, but I'm getting that, like, from like a mental perspective, you've been sort of stuck in one way of thinking about the situation, and like, because that way of thinking like hurts, that you like don't look at it any further, like don't go further into that thought process, and it's keeping that energy stuck, like holding it in your body. And this may be like manifesting itself in various ways. Like, I'm getting like feeling lethargic, sort of feeling like this dullness, this like lackluster quality to life, because you're going through life carrying the weight of this pain that you've been harboring. And you really have to like shine some light on it, to face it fully, in order to release it and be free of it. And one thing you're being asked to let go of is like your old way of thinking about this. That there's a new perspective that you can choose to have on whatever has happened to you, whatever you've gone through that has caused you some pain, like sorrow. I'm getting even some measure of guilt is coming through. Regardless, and shame, that's another big one. Like feeling ashamed of yourself in some way because something has happened to you. And this could be a lot of different things. I'm getting that if there's like a more like relatively recent like event that you're thinking of, that your mind goes to when I bring this up, there's something that you need to see about that. It's almost like one of the things you need to let go of is like isolating the event and maybe taking a look at how this more recent event is like triggering, like prodding, um sort of like touching a wound, or like keeping a wound open, like exacerbating a wound that was already there, and that feels like something from that you've been like carrying since childhood. Like these energies of like abandonment or like neglect are coming through. Also like ostrac I can't say this word, ostracization. Basically like like being singled out and like picked on in some way. um like to think about how this more recent event is actually sort of like a another manifestation of some like old wounds that need healing. Like it feels very fresh because of a more recent event, but it's like that more recent event was a call for you to notice some of the wounds from childhood that you haven't properly addressed within yourself, that you're holding on to. Because you're coming to this end of a cycle, and this is what's closing out for you here is a couple of things. There's this element of like self betrayal. um I'm getting this experience of like having a self-fulfilling prophecy that like if people like think badly of you in some way in regards to this like event or this situation, or like how you're living your life, like if people think badly of you, it's like you using that as an excuse to like not be good to yourself. um and it's time for that to stop. And that what that also does is like it puts you in a position when you stand up for yourself and like show up for yourself in a new way, it puts you in a position of like not being in this place where other people's actions and your associations with them can affect you like further in this negative way. Like when you're being good to yourself and taking care of yourself, um nothing that anyone says or does can like turn that around or change that when you're feeling really solid and secure in your own progress and in your own investment in your well-being. So it's definitely like it's time to walk away from some old feelings. And walking away doesn't mean just like ignoring them and leaving them behind, like shutting them out. It means like moving through them. Like this person is moving on this path like through the water, through the feelings, like that way they don't come up again for you, that you don't move into another cycle of repeating this pattern of feeling wounded by others and then like continuing to create that for yourself. It's like properly dealing with wounds that already exist so that it allows you to heal like from the inside out. And then like you'll feel better inside, and that'll be reflected in your experience in what's going on in the rest of your life. Okay. So let's clarify these and see what else they may want to mention here. Okay, yeah, this pain that you're carrying with you, it there's a few things here. Like it's holding you back from living the life that you want to live. It's holding you back from seeing the growth and progress that you would like to see in your life. And it's like there's a mixed message. There's like a couple things going on with this tower here. It's like whenever this like wound is like re-triggered, or like it almost feels like you were like stabbed in the heart, that happened very suddenly. And the purpose for that was to ignite this fire within you, to inspire this change, to bring about this destruction, not necessarily destruction, but like eradication of the past, to move forward and like build a new foundation on. But like holding on to this element of pain in your life, like leaning into the sadness, is keeping you tied to that event or pattern of events, and like keeping you from growing and progressing into something better in your future. Let's look at the devil. Ooh. Seven of Wands. And when I flipped it over, it was in reverse. So like there's something going on inside you. Like this is very much where the shadows are needing to be faced. You have to draw on your courage and strength from within to not be in a position of ignoring this any longer. Or I'm also getting like attaching blame, or like placing the blame on things that are external, to really to take responsibility, to make the effort within yourself to like stay strong and like fight for what it is that you want. Like what it is that you truly want in the long term, not as like a temporary fix, like in the moment, like what you want right now, but like what you would envision your life to be like 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road. Like what do you want that to look like? And like get honest with yourself. Like, are you taking action, making effort? Are you like protecting that sort of a vision, that sort of goal for your life? And I feel like for most of you with this everything that's out here, the answer to that is like, no, you haven't been. That like you've been thinking and living from moment to moment. And there needs to be this sort of reevaluation of things to consider what you want your life to be like in the future. Like what sort of foundation you want to create for yourself. what ideally you would like what life you would want to be living, because it doesn't feel like it's where you're at right now. It doesn't feel like it's what you've been living in. And like you have to think like what aligns with your values, and not just like what would feel good in the moment, because like what would feel good in the moment would be like avoiding addressing like darker pains and wounds that live within you, that are carried within your body, because our body stores emotional trauma. That I'm thinking of that book. I don't remember who wrote it. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. Like it speaks, I think, from a more like scientific psychological perspective of like how trauma, how like painful events are literally like stored in our body's memory. And from an energetic perspective, like from a yogic perspective, like that's absolutely true. And you are the gatekeeper for either holding on to and retaining those negative feelings, like nurturing and like keeping those wounds open, or by like taking action to heal them, to close them up, to set those old feelings aside, to let them pass through, to be released from your body, so that you can feel lighter, happier, more free to pursue what it is that feels aligned and good to you. Because it's like I get the sense that like you have a vision for like what you would ideally like your life to look like, that's very different from how it looks now. But you have to choose to believe in that, and to know that you can have it, and perhaps to sacrifice and forego like putting temporary band-aids on the things that are causing you pain, that are keeping you living in darkness, to instead like nurture and care for yourself, like put ointment on those wounds, like tend to them, spend time with them. And I know, like I recognize that doing that hurts. Like in order to like spend time with your wounds, you may have to experience like feeling some of that pain again. And that's really necessary for it to be moved out of your body. That's why it takes this sort of courage and strength from within to face those things, to expose yourself to feeling that hurt again, rather than pushing it away. Because it's like when you do it with this intention to not like relive it and keep the wound open, but to like to truly allow it to heal, to like air it out and release it, to move on from it truly, instead of just like taking a quick look and then like turning away from it. Yeah. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. Yeah. As I was mentioning, the thought processes you've been having about what's happened in your life that hurts, it's keeping you in this space of being unhealed and being imbalanced, and really having a shift in your mindset is going to make a big difference in how you approach this. Because I get that there's been an approach of avoidance, or like when you're not avoiding it, there's a lot of little like pieces of fire out here. So I'm getting that like anger comes up for you, but like also with the Three of Swords, like sadness. You've been holding on to a lot of sadness and anger, and it may be good for you too to like, while this is a very personal process, there's a suggestion here for you to like, that like you don't have to do that alone, that you don't have to like sit with all of that alone and like go through it, that there's someone in your life that you can communicate these things to, like communicate these things in like a new way of looking at it, like speaking on it in a new way, like going all the way back into, not just the more recent event, but like things that happened to you in childhood, that like the first times that your feelings got hurt, the first times that you were angry because like someone betrayed you or like didn't do right by you, like as a child. This could be like a trusted friend or a partner, like loved one, family member, like, or a therapist, just like whoever feels right to you and like safe to you to talk about these things and air them out. Like I'm getting the impression this could be things that you've like never really shared with anyone, that like you've like shoved a lot of it like so far down that you don't even really bring it up to yourself, or it's like you may have like made jokes or just like snide remarks in passing about an event, but like not really talking about like the event in depth, like or I say event, like events, because this feels like a series, like a pattern, like a like a series of like disappointments, or like people doing you wrong, but it's like all of this happened like not because you're a bad person, or not because you didn't deserve more or deserve better, but like to show you and to like teach you that like, yeah, other people like have their own fucked up lives, and like they're not always going to do right by you, but that's not any reason for you to not do what's best for you. And that's a choice that you can make, to choose better for yourself now. Like when you were a child, you probably just had to deal with whatever the circumstances were and didn't feel like you had as much power or agency to bring those moments to like a sense of justice. But now as an adult, like you have that opportunity to change your present, and by doing so, like changing your past. And it's like, yeah, you can't actually change the literal events that occurred in the past, but you can change, and like it's like a form of like time travel. It's like a form of rewriting history by giving yourself the grace and the experience of changing your perception, your perspective on those events, to bring more love and grace into those, like how you think about those experiences that you've lived through, instead of continuing to harbor any sort of anger or sadness or guilt or shame about about what has occurred previously. Really, like the mindset shift is a really big point here. I mean, the swords are heavy in the base energy here. Let me get one more for the Ten of Swords. Yeah, so the 10 is, oh, that's beautiful. The 10 is like the end of a cycle, and this is showing here that like you have this bright new opportunity to leave all of this painful stuff behind and like carry this torch that like shines brightly into your future. Like, and here with death, like this is an internal transformation. Like, you're not going to see things shift on the outside of you miraculously and magically if you're not changing anything on the inside about how you're thinking and how you're feeling and how you're directing your own energy and perspective on your life. But when you allow this internal change to take place, and in fact, like fight for it, like force it to take place, like not standing for living with this pain inside you anymore, like not settling for carrying that around. When you allow your thoughts about it, your beliefs, and your like the energy of your will to create that change inside, like this opens up this brand new opportunity with the closing of that cycle. And this is this is freeing you from that experience, from all those experiences that have like built up in your awareness and in your body. Like you're being called to free yourself from that, to align yourself with this life that you would like to be living in the future, of putting yourself from this timeline of like hopelessness and despair and pain onto one of like healing and love and light and feeling positivity, even in moments where it like wouldn't normally make sense, because like you have the power to do that. Like you like you can be like evicted from your house, like shorted on your paycheck, and find out that like you have all this money to spend like on like a hospital bill, and it's like you can have all that going on in your life, and those are hard things to deal with, but you still have the power to choose how you approach that and how you choose to think about it. It's like you could very easily let all of that weigh you down and make you feel bad. Or you can choose for yourself to like rise above it, to not let those things weigh on you, to choose to be optimistic, to trust that when you approach things from a more positive perspective, that you're going to be met with like positive relief of those situations. Because if you focus on how you don't have money for this and you don't have money for that, and it's just like one thing after another is getting you down, well, guess what? There's going to be one more thing lined up for you to get you down. But when you choose to think about like how this is something that you can manage, you don't know what the solution is, you don't know what the way out is, but like that you like are resolute about not letting it get you down. When you think that like, well, something will happen, something will turn up, we'll find a way to get through this, and at some point this will be in the past, and like think about, well, things could be so much worse than they are. Because it's like, no matter how bad things are, they could always be worse. And, if you keep that in mind and are like grateful that the problems that you have are all the problems that you currently have, then that's the sort of energy and attitude that brings like sudden blessings into your life. Like if you take that attitude of being, evicted from your house and like not having money to like do something else, like if you take the attitude of like, wow, this is hard, this isn't necessarily going to be easy, but like things could be worse, like to be grateful that you have like food on the table, to be grateful that like everyone is in good health and you don't have like that to worry about too, like whatever your situation may be, like to look for what you have to be grateful for instead of focusing on the things that are troubling you. Because when you find things to be grateful for, that's when you receive blessings. Like it could just turn out that like a friend or even a stranger that you like meet on the street could have like positive news for you about your situation, or like something to offer you that suddenly makes things better, allows you to feel lighter in your experience because you were choosing to head in that direction on your own. Yeah. So having this shift in mindset, and yeah, there's this call for some internal reflection, like releasing the doubt, the anxiety, having this transition so that you can feel happy, like emotionally fulfilled, content, like allow yourself to feel content with what you have, with what the situation is, to be grateful that this is what the situation is, that it's like when it could be worse. That's going to set you up for having this light in your life, opening up to it, and it being able to like expand upon that rather than like sinking further and further into darkness. Because when you let that light in, like it's like a little magnet, like it connects you with all these other elements of light that's in your surroundings. When you're allowing yourself to sit in darkness, it connects you with more elements of darkness. So be very mindful about how you're thinking about your situation, and take some time to reflect on your current situation, on the things you've been through in the past, like in great detail. And instead of like getting bogged down in that, like look for the bright side, look for the silver lining, like any sort, like catch yourself, like have awareness of like when you have a negative thought about something, or like a negative assumption, like challenge yourself to like invert that and like turn it into something positive, like make that a practice. I'm also being called to mention that like setting an alarm when you wake up, to like when the alarm goes off, to like to come up with like 5 things that you're grateful for before you like start the rest of your day. That can make a huge impact in the experience that you're having. Yeah, we have realization here. That's part of where this transformation comes from. What instigates this healing is like having the realization that you hold the keys to your own happiness. and that you've had the key all along, and to not feel guilt or shame for like not having like put it in the lock and turned it and opened the door, but to recognize and like to appreciate that you have the power and you have the awareness to do that for yourself now. Because now is the most important time for you to be doing that. If it was meant for you to do it sooner, it would have happened then. Like you needed every bit of the experiences that you've had up until this point to move yourself through this now, to have this realization now. And there's another reiteration here about like going internally, reflecting on the deepest, like most raw and dark parts of you and your experience. To sit with that, to explore that, and let that heal. By like, yeah, like discernment. Like using your discernment to sort of like I don't know if I want to say analyze, but maybe, but sort of take a fine-tooth comb through those things that you've like buried in the dark, to allow yourself to like see through the fog, to like see through self-judgment and the judgment of others, and to discern for yourself where the light lies within you. Like to discern for yourself that you hold this power, that you have the capability, like that you have this divine connection within you to everything else that exists. And that if you're allowing this like fog to loom over you, if you're like sitting here with this key and not using it, then that's what you're attracting more of. More stagnation, more like fogginess and confusion and sadness. But if you allow yourself to see that like you hold this light, that you hold this key within you, and that you can shift this experience, can shift your mindset, and therefore your physical experience, like that's what is going to be attracted to you, this change in yourself and in your life. Like as humans, like we're little electromagnets. Like we have an electromagnetic field that exists around our body. We have like a smaller one that exists like just around our heart, and those interact with the fields of others and with the field of the earth. And that's very powerful in how we attract things to us. Now, it works a little bit differently than like your traditional like physical magnets. Like opposites attract in that scenario, like the North and South Pole. But the sort of electromagnets that we are, it's like a it's kind of like a magnetic monopole. But like we attract more of the things that we're like, or like attract the things that are like what we're putting out, that we want more of, even if we don't feel like that like currently. There's a message here about expecting the unexpected. Like you may want to feel like you don't have any basis for like expecting a miracle of some kind. But one is available for you. That's interesting because like earlier I didn't mention it, but like I looked at the clock and it said 34:34. I was saying something else, so I didn't say anything about it. But I'm seeing this now, this 4-3. It's like a mirror. something is going to be reflected back to you in a way that like energizes you, that this realization like truly dawns on you, like it feels visceral, like it electrifies your body and calls you to take this action of purifying yourself, of releasing these like footholds that these like dark feelings and past experiences and wounds like have on you, to cleanse you, to act from your wisdom rather than the pain that your ego is trying to protect you from. Like your ego will protect you right out of your healing. It will keep you like pushing that pain away so you don't have to feel it. But the secret that your ego doesn't know is that, like, diving deep within that, oh, there's some more mirrored energy. There's really something here about taking a very honest and like bold and clear look at yourself and everything that you've been through without turning away from it, without closing yourself off to feeling it, like, and allowing yourself to accept it and to be nourished by yourself, to like rejoice in that deluge of feelings, of fears, like looking inside at like where the little child in you, where the masculine in you has been wounded, and to let it heal and grow by like connecting with it, by reaching out to like comfort yourself. Like I'm getting this thing, I don't know what you call it. I've heard like a psychologist talk about it one time. Michelle Chalfant, I think was her name. I don't know. Like, look her up if you want to. But it's like this experience of like being the self you are now, and like moving through this experience of talking to your inner child, like whatever age you were at, where you felt like hurt or invalidated or like disregarded, like neglected, whatever the case may be for you, to approach that child that still lives within you, that's still hurting because they weren't, that part of you wasn't seen or heard or acknowledged or properly cared for back at that time, and to be that person, to be that adult that like steps in and offers that comfort, that acknowledgement and nurturing that little you needed back when you didn't get it from the adults whose responsibility it was to give it to you at that time. Like, you can give that to yourself. And like, I know it might sound kind of silly, but it's a really powerful thing to do for yourself. And it's a practice that you can repeat at different ages that things happen to you. Like, think back to different moments in your life, like something that happened when you were a small child, something else that happened in elementary school, like something that may have happened like as a teenager in high school, or what have you. I mean, you can even go back to a younger adult version of yourself who like needed guidance, who like needed a friend in a way that you didn't have one, and go back and be that person for yourself, to meet yourself back at that place and offer that healing experience of like comfort and caring to you. Okay. So, if this reading resonated, give it a like, comment down below, share it with someone, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for letting me read for you today. I hope this has been helpful and gives you some sort of insight and reassurance that you need on your journey to being the best self that you can be. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can see how to do that below, and I will see you later. Bye.